Sky, but the night is calling, the night's calling me. I don't wanna fight, and the city's drifting away.
Welcome everyone, I am One True Brick, coming at you with another LEGO Exo-Force review. Today we will be looking at set number 8105, the Iron Condor. It was released in 2007 with 141 pieces and retailed for around $15. And thankfully nowadays you can kind of expect it to be in the same price range. When looking on Bricklink and eBay, I wasn't able to find many that are available in the United States, but for the ones that are further away, if you are ordering from North America, shipping cost combined with a lower price for the set should still come out to around $15 once you include that. So, as I mentioned last week, this is one of my favorite $15 sets, mostly because of the drastic shift in design for the robot battle machines. So, the 2006 era, most people consider the human battle machines to be very well designed, with some of the robot battle machines being decent to kind of meh in other situations. But there was a drastic shift this year that I was very happy for, giving the robot battle machines some very unique builds that were very different from the human battle machines and last year's robot battle machines, meaning that they're just very unique, and they have a lot of extra articulation and well-built design that I really appreciated. So let's just jump right into some of the things about this set. So it has some nice posable wings, and its overall build is very lean in comparison to the Fire Vulture and Thunder Fury, which were more so very bulky and heavy looking. This battle machine looks like it could actually lift off and fly. It's very agile looking. It has these really gigantic, beautiful Technic built posable wings that allow for some nice intimidation factor when posed in such a way. You could do something like that, or you can have them splayed out or maybe folded up, kind of like bat wings. And overall just gives the battle machine a more intimidating factor to it. So that is much appreciated. In addition to this, something that I honestly wish was included in every single Exo-Force set, and I'm not quite sure why they decided to make this one of particular importance, but it actually has waist articulation, which is something that I don't think is included in pretty much any other Exo-Force set. This allows you to have it in more lanky poses, and just once again giving that creepiness factor to it that a bat, or I guess an Iron Condor or a Condor would have. So in addition to the waist articulation and the wing articulation, there is the standard points of articulation in the hip, knee, and ankle, in addition to shoulder and a wrist or elbow joint. And the nice thing about this set in comparison to the Sky Guardian is that there is a lot more posability due to the fact that there aren't wings kind of blocking its movement on the shoulder piece right here. So you can kind of pose it in lots of different ways. Oddly enough, despite the fact that this particular battle machine technically really only has one primary weapon, I don't know if this weapon is meant to be fired multiple times, but from the advertisements, it looks like it can only be fired one time. So it almost seems like the robot would kind of be out of primary firepower. But I do really like that there is an inclusion of this posable claw that isn't holding anything. It allows it to be used to grab on to a human battle machine, or in the particular trailer that they showed for the series or advertisement, it catches the Zamor Sphere launcher, or sorry, the Zamor Sphere that the Sky Guardian fires, and just grabs it and is getting ready to throw it back at the Sky Guardian, which I think is really kind of quite terrifying. Something that a Fire Vulture from the previous year wouldn't really probably do. In addition to that, you can see that there is a missile up here, and then some additional lasers splayed throughout the front of the battle machine. One unfortunate downside to the fact that this has a more lanky design to it, more agile looking, is that there really isn't a whole lot of bulk to the cockpit area, meaning that I would assume in story the Devastator inside really doesn't have a whole lot of protection. In fact, aside from a little bit of protection off to the sides, a straight-on shot would probably destroy it if fired on. But I suppose the robots decided after their previous battles with the 2006 storyline that it would make more sense to create a more agile battle machine than to have another bulky battle machine, because it can get in there and do more damage even if it is more prone to being attacked. So something to consider when looking at that. So going back to this cannon real quick, I want to show you guys the functionality of it. One thing that I mentioned last week was that every single Exo-Force $15 set from this wave either had a projectile or a functionality, which really was nice. But the especially nice part about it was that each one had a different function to it, which was not the case with the previous year. Each one kind of rode on that light brick functionality as its primary feature, and I like how every single one of these sets has its kind of own unique aspect to them. So it is the standard missile that is included in a lot of previous Lego sets and Bionicle sets. You just press your finger right here and it fires the missile out. Oddly enough, in this particular year, Lego decided to change the look of the projectiles. So last year, you'll note that they had a more ball shape to the front. It was just kind of a big rubber cap to it. This one now is a little bit more hollowed out and a little bit more flexible. As for the reasons why, your guess is as good as mine. Maybe it had to do with the fact that the more ball-shaped one was more dangerous when it hit a kid. I know one thing that Lego really tries to do is make their sets have fun playability, but not really dangerous if it were to be fired at a child. But still, your guess is as good as mine as to why they designed it that particular way and they changed the look of it. We can take a quick look at the minifigure, though you won't notice anything different from previous years. Unlike the $15 sets from last year, these ones do not have a particularly unique color. It's just the standard silver one, no eyes, same posability in the arms, hands, legs, and no real articulation in the head, which is an unfortunate problem, but one that I can live with because they still look pretty intimidating when inside their robot battle machines. One of the things that I like to do when looking at a particular set is consider its story significance. So the Iron Condor had the most widespread use in the 2007 storyline. It was used frequently due to its ability to fly over just about anything. They could fly across the robot side of the mountain over the human side, which meant that it had a quicker travel distance. When it came to some other battle machines like the Shadow Crawlers and Claw Crushers, until the robots built a bridge at the very top of the mountain, they had to go all the way down to another bridge lower down on the mountain, crawl their way across to the human side of the mountain, and then go back up into the Golden City, whereas the Iron Condors simply had to just fly across the gap, meaning that they were a little bit quicker at making it across. They had a wider use, were a little bit more dangerous than the other two primary battle machines that were used due to the fact that they could rain down fire upon the humans. But once again, I would assume are pretty fragile based off of the fact that the cockpit isn't well protected. And just about every time they show up in the comics, once a human battle machine gets close to it, it takes about 1 to 2 slices to just completely destroy this battle machine. Unlike in previous years where the Fire Vulture and Thunder Fury could take quite a few pot shots taken at them before getting destroyed. They kind of had to have a direct hit or multiple hits to really take it down, whereas these ones were a little bit more fragile. And whether or not they were specifically designed to just be a new air battle machine or specifically combat the Golden Guardian Defense Force or the Sky Guardian, it's not really known. They did show up prior to the humans finding these battle machines. However, it is hinted at that the robots knew about the Golden City as well as some of its history. So they may have been aware that the humans were about to uncover the Golden Guardian Defense Force or the Sky Guardian and wanted to develop a battle machine that could combat it. So once again, I actually really highly recommend this set. It is one of my favorite $15 sets. Both the robot battle machines of this year, the Shadow Crawler and Iron Condor, are particularly great. I don't know if it's a little bit biased of me to say I think I like this one slightly more, but the Shadow Crawler is a pretty great set as well. And both are definitely better designed than the human battle machine. So if you are looking for a $15 set to grab for this year for the robot side, I would definitely recommend snagging this one, especially considering the fact that its price nowadays is around the same as when it was originally released, which is pretty great. So thanks once again for tuning in to check out this review. I will be back next week to look at the Blade Titan, which is Takeshi's upgraded battle machine for the year. Following that, I will be taking a look at the Shadow Crawler. So thank you guys once again, and I will see you next week. Bye! Look here. There really isn't any parts that are placed at the bottom of the feet, like with the Iron Condor, to keep